Usually, calling somewhere underrated is a stretch, but this time, it's the only word that fits. And believe us, we know what we're talking about, especially for a country that has this. How could we ever forget that? It left us speechless at every turn.
I know, but she's speechless.
But up in the north of Argentina, we found somewhere that doesn't just look like a different country, it feels like a different planet. Come with us through Northern Argentina and see what underrated really looks like.
Our trip started in Salta, where we picked up our car and hit the road. We decided to head to our furthest spot first, which was 5 hours north. And it didn't take long for the luscious green terrain to turn into more of a red dirt and marvellous multicoloured mountains.
I'm really out of breath.
Yeah, you can't really like run a little or jog a little because the altitude really does get you.
Yeah, the sign says 4,350.
Gotta embrace it!
These rainbow mountain type things are unbelievable.
Incredible.
All the triangles into them as well. We're about to get pretty close. So cool.
So beautiful. Beautiful.
I'm glad we got to see the sun light it up.
Yay!
Although we can hear thunder.
We can hear thunder.
Might have to make a move soon. As the sun has hit that mountain, it really shows you all those colours. That is so cool. We'll show you a little bit of the way getting down because it is a bumpy road, but if you've done some sort of off-roading before, don't have to have an off-road vehicle. The road isn't that bad, but if you don't feel confident, you can do a tour. They quoted us 20,000 per person, which isn't that much, about £10. And the only other thing that you have to pay for is just up from where the car park is. We had to pay 2,000 pesos per person to get access to this car parking area. Oh, really am out of breath. But we'll show you the way down. I'm not sure if we're going to get to too many other places today because of the time. It's taken us 5 hours to drive here from, I think they pronounce it Salta. But we'll see what we can go see, and we've got some really cool stuff coming up over the next couple of days.
I like to think that I'm not this unfair, and I'm going to blame it on the altitude. Definitely more short of breath.
Yeah. So I do think the altitude's hitting me and Danielle a little bit more. Emma has done in the past, oh jeez, more of like Chile and Peru and stuff like that, which are very high up. It sort of feels like literally out of breath and almost like I've had a beer, a little bit lightheaded. Some people at this point might start feeling sick. If you do struggle with altitude sickness really badly, a tip is apparently to chew coca leaves. That's what we've been told anyway. I don't know if they sell them anywhere near here, but that's a bit of a tip for the likes of Peru and stuff like that. Oh. I found one of the flatbreads. This room is a bit of a mess, so let's do this outside.
How beautiful is that view?
This place is such a vibe.
Yeah. We're staying in Purmamarca and we didn't expect...
We just thought it was going to be
Yeah, we didn't expect
sleepy
much.
little town.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere that we would sleep and not really walk around, eat,
Yeah.
and then go do stuff. But this place is...
It's really nice.
So nice. So yesterday we actually caught some sort of a festival. There was live music and the artist was so good.
This is probably the best live music I've seen in years.
We saw them making these flatbreads and we ate at a different restaurant. We haven't had pasta or anything like that for quite a while, so we fancied some pasta and a little bit of wine. It was at this restaurant here. Again, you don't expect to find the quality of food here that we found.
We actually saw the lady making
fresh pasta.
Fresh pasta from scratch.
And it was delicious. I've just been walking around trying to get some water and things like that, and got one of the flatbreads for my breakfast this morning. We're gonna go on a bit of a walk around this town.
Yeah.
But we're going to show you a little bit of it as well because it's
beautiful.
Really cool.
Entrance to the trail is 1,500 pesos per person, and already after 2 minutes we've got the beautiful mountain, some cactus, some plants and trees. Yeah, we've already seen people up on like a bit of a viewpoint further away and it looks incredible.
The colours here really confuse my brain when you're walking around. Some of them, they're just not colours that you usually see in nature, so it's really weird. Like right behind me there's kind of a line where it turns from sort of a red-ish colour to a pastel or a chalky green, and it's just not a colour that you usually see in nature, so it almost looks like a kid has coloured this in on his little colouring book. It's a really cool place.
That is a really nice little walk through the mountains, and it's about 20 or 30 minutes, so not too far, not too strenuous. Now we're going to head down into the village and walk around and explore around there a little bit. As you walk out of the walkway of the 7 coloured mountains, there is a viewpoint. You do have to pay extra for that. It's 1,500 Argentinian pesos per person, and really beautiful views. You get views of the town, and behind you you get views of the mountains as well, so nice little add-on. You don't have to do it, but yeah, as we said, we're going to head into town now, maybe get a little snack and just explore a little bit more.
The next day, we were back on the winding roads, and you are not going to believe what we were going to visit.
We are on our way to Salinas Grandes, and there's some salt flats that you can see here in the north of Argentina.
We're heading there from where we're staying in Purmamarca, and the drive is...
It's crazy.
Oh my god.
I would definitely be very wary about doing this during bad weather,
yes,
with rock slides and things like that.
But there is some very huge lorries doing this drive, which is like crazy. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh,
that's scary. As long as you're not a lorry driver, you'll be fine, I think.
But yeah, be careful in bad weather. The road is still comes with unbelievable views all the way around. You saw a waterfall earlier.
We saw a water. There's like a valley of cactuses and then a waterfall. It's beautiful.
Amazing. But now we're going to continue along, not too far, and we're going to reach the salt flats.
I'm excited for this.
So we've arrived at this sort of like check-in station, and we didn't think that you had to pay for a guide to take you to the salt flats, but they're saying that you do have to pay. It's 12,000 per person, which is about £6, so it's fine. But whether you have to, I'm not 100% sure. What happens is that you follow a guide in your car and he takes you to the salt flats. Our guide has just left, but I think we've got a different guide instead. It's all a little bit confusing. We'll show you the salt flats hopefully very soon.
It's just a landscape I've never seen before.
Yeah, Argentina just keeps on throwing up the firsts for
It
us.
really does. It is much smaller than the Bolivian salt flats, obviously.
Yeah.
But it is such a beautiful place to come. As Matt has mentioned, you do have to get a guide if you do want to come properly on the salt flats. And even though if they maybe don't speak English, they'll give you a lot of translation in terms of the reason why they're here and more information about it, which we'll also cover.
They were telling us that it was formed about 10 million years ago.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And they're basically man-made, obviously, these little slats for aesthetic and tourism purposes. But it was really cool. The little village that we was at, they've sort of made houses like out of the salt.
Out of the salt.
And you can kind of see through these how thick it is.
Yeah.
The tables were made out of salt, so they're really sort of thick, hard rock-like slabs. So yeah, it's been a really cool experience coming here.
A very unique place to come if you are in North Argentina and you maybe on your trip aren't going to Bolivia. You can maybe try a little bit of something similar that you can find in Bolivia.
It was time for us to leave the Purmamarca area and make our way back down south, this time towards Cafayate, below Salta. And if you're somehow not already impressed by the landscape so far, that's all about to change.
We've reached our first stop of the new day, and it took us 5 hours to get here.
We basically drove from Purmamarca and we are trying to reach, well, we are going to reach very soon, Cafayate. I think that's how you say it.
Yes. There's several stops. I think you said there were 6 in total.
So yeah, we are about 45 minutes outside of Cafayate and we have 6 stops.
This being the first one.
This being the first one, so really, really cool and an amazing way to actually start seeing this part of Argentina as well.
Yeah, it's been an amazing road trip so far.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to it. Just driving through here has been already incredible, so looking forward to seeing this and the other stops.
Although at the start we did have quite a lot of traffic. We've had cows, we've had horses, we've had goats, so just keep an eye out for the traffic on here.
Yeah. This place is super cool. It does say prohibited to go up, but
There are some people
there, so I might climb a little. We'll see.
Have a little view up there.
Yeah.
But this is really impressive. Like, it just feels like you just transformed into a whole different place. Like, I can't really put my finger on it.
Argentina just keeps switching it up everywhere we go.
Surprises us on literally every corner.
And this road trip that we've done as a whole has been, it's been so different from start to finish.
Yeah. Be careful. Better? There you go. You made it.
I think I was going to fall at one point.
You had a small audience as well, to be honest.
One thing that's quite common since we got around Salta is these flatbreads. We didn't see them anywhere else in Argentina so far, but they're really good. Some of them aren't as good as others. This one's pretty light on the cheese, but if you're staying in Purmamarca, for example, great breakfast. They really pack it full and they're super delicious.
Stop 2 was an amphitheatre with some excellent live music.
We are doing the Sendero Los Estratos walk, and I mean already it's so beautiful. It is extremely hot because this part of Argentina is so close to the Tropic of Capricorn. You burn very, very easily. So we've sun creamed up to the max. I do have a shirt on just to stop my shoulders from burning because I was hit with that a few days ago. But now let's get on the trail. I got it now.
Now this is one incredible view.
Forging his own trails. He's beat us to the bottom as well. To be fair, we were still at the top, taking more beautiful photos. Gross! There are so many amazing stop-offs on the way into Cafayate. This isn't even one we planned, but we had to pull over because it's so beautiful here. The landscapes literally around every corner make you go, wow. Like we've said wow so many times.
This stop definitely feels similar to when we were in Jordan. We went to the Wadi Rum Desert. There's more greenery here, but these rocks, the formations, kind of the patterns that the wind and the sand have carved in it over time. This literally feels like we've been transported straight back to Jordan. And we're still in Argentina.
We literally just spent 2 minutes taking some really nice photos because obviously the landscape here is jaw-droppingly beautiful. And I turned around literally for 2 minutes and this is what I'm greeted with.
And to make things even more bizarre, Cafayate is only 5 minutes from that last stop, which is one of Argentina's best wine regions.
So obviously, we had to sample some for ourselves. We have made it to Finca Las...
Nailed it. We're at a vineyard.
It's Finca Los Nubes.
Yeah.
And it's super beautiful here. Got some, oh my word, some really cool views of the town. I nearly said city.
Everything about this place, like you're literally surrounded by mountains, vineyards, amazing plants. You can see the town down there. Like,
this place is really cool. We might do 2 vineyards today, might just do 1, because it's kind of like our day off. We're taking it a bit easier, a bit
and you
slower.
guys get to join us on part of the day.
Yeah, so half day off.
When we arrived here, we went into the reception and they offer wine tours that are 18,000 Argentinian pesos per person. But the tour is only in Spanish, so if you are Spanish, it's a great option for you. We haven't adopted our Spanish yet, so not quite for us. Instead, we opted to get 3 different glasses of wine from the menu. So we got a rosé, a red and a white, and they were all absolutely delicious. But since it's such a beautiful day, we got a bottle of white to celebrate because, I mean, we're celebrating a day off.
That's nearly gone.
It's nearly gone, but we're loving it. It's so beautiful here.
And she did really well, considering we've had a glass of wine each and a bottle. Didn't slur her words.
Yay!
I think we got a little bit carried away on our day off yesterday. A few too many wines and not enough content for you. But this morning we are leaving Cafayate.
Cafayate, yeah, Cafayate.
Cafayate. And we're gonna get a coffee, we're gonna get an ice cream, walk around, fuel up for the drive back to Salta.
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest, I'm not looking forward to driving into Salta.
Yeah, in the towns and cities here, like it's
the system, it's just not something that we're used to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, it's all one ways, but there's a lot of crossroads.
I
don't know who has the right of way. You just kind of, I think, just go when you get the chance, but every time you're coming up to one, you're always a bit nervous about if someone's just going to drive straight through.
It seems like whoever has the balls to actually just go first
has the right of way.
Has the right of way. Like, that's because we've done it, we've seen it on all different circumstances, and we just can't
There's
figure
no
it out.
consistency. But for now, let's enjoy the peace and tranquility of this little town.
I got limon.
And dulce de leche with walnuts.
Nice.
It is very good. Can you try?
It's nice.
That's really nice. Smell. Excellent. Cheers. I really don't know whose right of way it is. I don't know where I'm supposed to go. It's been really cool driving around Argentina, but the cities are a little bit stressful. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh God. Case in point.
For our last night in Argentina, we wanted to make sure we attended a Peña, which is a social gathering where live folk music is played and people eat delicious local food. There are a few popular restaurants that do this in Salta, and we visited La Casona del Molino, which was the best way to end our time here.
That has been one epic road trip.
We've absolutely loved it. I feel like the north of Argentina has surprised us in all the best ways, because that was incredible.
Just seeing the changing landscapes. I know obviously it's still mountains, but they're so different. The colours.
The colours.
Yeah.
Incredible.
It was amazing. We've been back in Salta now. We had a delicious meal last night, listened to the folk music as well.
That was I feel like a very authentic and great way to end our time here in Argentina.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of Salta, to be honest.
No.
We opted to drive around and see the other stuff.
Yeah.
But there are a few things that you can do here. So there's a cable car you can get up to, like a really nice viewpoint.
Yeah, that would be really cool. And you can basically see the views of the town and I guess surrounding areas as well.
Yeah, and the big one, you have to book it quite far in advance.
It's called the Train in the Clouds, which is literally as it says. It's really, really cool.
It's like over 4,000 meters high.
Yeah.
It does look awesome. It takes something like 12 hours.
Yeah, something like 12 hours. You do have to book in advance, at least a few days, if not
Maybe
more.
a couple of weeks.
Yeah. For the date that you want to go, you'll have to check out this website below for prices, but it does look a really, really cool experience.
It looks like the kind of thing we would have loved to have done as well, but it takes you something like, over 4,000 meters high, and we did do that on our road trip, so it doesn't quite go to the same places. It goes similar, so I think we've kind of seen a lot of the landscapes, but some of the pictures and stuff where the train goes above the clouds.
Incredible.
If you can get the right weather for it, that'd be awesome. That's it for now. And for our time in Argentina, we have loved it. This has been a country that has just continued to surprise us.
Yeah, I think Argentina now has become one of my favourite countries.
From Iguazu, obviously the Argentinian side, to seeing glaciers, hiking, to incredible viewpoints.
Everything about the landscapes here, like Patagonia especially as well, and here in the north, I think the north, everything. I can't pick a favourite because everything has been incredible.
And let's not forget the people and the delicious food and the best wine you can find.
The best wine.
But for now, we're going to be catching a flight and we're going to be heading off to Panama. So make sure to stay tuned, like, subscribe, so that you can see our Panama series.
See you next week. You've got your helmet on backwards.
Let's go.
No. You got